seminar about writing personal statements when you're applying to top UK universities. So we're on to a screen 2. I think you can see me. So I'm George Callaghan. I've been awarded 4 degrees, 2 of them by Oxford University. So I am TopCourses specialist in Oxford and Cambridge universities, as well as public schools, i.e. independent schools. So the content of this talk is going to be, first of all, an introduction to TopCourses. Second of all, how to choose your university to apply for. 3, what top universities are looking for. And last of all, questions and answers. The real focus is going to be what the top universities are looking for in terms of personal statements, because you'll have to write a personal statement if you're applying to be an undergraduate or a postgraduate, a personal statement of a few hundred words. So more about TopCourses. Well, TopCourses is an outstanding education company, providing consultancy, providing tuition for people wanting to get into great schools and universities in the United Kingdom. We help students from all over the world achieve their educational ambitions. So it's registered in the United Kingdom, accredited by the British Council. If you don't know what the British Council is, it's sort of the cultural and educational arm of the British Foreign Office. So in British embassies abroad, there'll be the British Council, which is a library, which has lecture rooms promoting British education and culture in other countries, helping people come here to the UK to study. The TopCourses is accredited by the British Council and is associated with many other top names in the educational field. I particularly draw your attention to UCAS. You see down at the bottom of the page, UCAS, UCAS, is University and Colleges Admissions Service that we work with to get you into the university of your choice and achieve your dreams. So why would you want to go with TopCourses? Because TopCourses get students into some of the best universities in the United Kingdom. Whatever your academic level, we can help you achieve the best that's possible for you. All right, so, go to number 8. The TopCourses team. This is 8 people. There are even more of them. People of various different nationalities, various different specialities. There's Malzi, our director, the top left. In the top right, you see Dr. Adrian Cheng, for example, consultant cardiologist, help you get in for medicine. It's very, very difficult to find a doctor willing to help with your application. TopCourses, we're really privileged to have Dr. Cheng on the team. All right, so what do we offer? We help you with your UCAS application. So making sure that your application is perfect, because your UCAS is really for undergraduate applications. It means applying to do a bachelor's degree, and you're only allowed to apply to 4 courses. Now, the UK's got 150 universities, about another 250 colleges, so there are about 60,000 possible course combinations. It can be bewildering, but we can help you pick the best courses for you in relation to your ability and your wishes. So we have a standard application service. We help you fill out the forms, which can be very confusing without our assistance. We help with your personal statements, and that'll be the bulk of the talk today. And we shall assist you in tracking your application. There's also student visa application service. Because getting your student visa, it can be very confusing and time consuming, but we will make this a smooth and stress-free experience. We have visa consultants who are registered with the Home Office. The Home Office is what most countries would call the Ministry of the Interior. The Home Office is going to issue your visa, allowing you to stay here for 1 year or 3 years, or however long you need. So we know what the immigration rules are, and this is quite tricky because it keeps changing. So we can make sure you get your student visa in good time. All right, what else do we offer? Top university admissions. So the 150 universities in the United Kingdom, some really are world beating. You might have seen the QSI rankings, this international system for ranking universities in the United Kingdom. And this year, Oxford University came top in the world out of all the thousands of universities. Cambridge University was not far behind. Imperial College London was very high up there as well. So we have Oxford and Cambridge graduates, like me, for example, who have helped hundreds of students from many different countries get into these top universities. We also have medical school admissions. As I mentioned, Dr. Cheng is a past master at this. So we can provide you with expert advice in picking the right institution to apply to and making sure that your application stands out. For example, Cambridge University, there'll be 7 applicants for place in medicine. There wouldn't just be an ordinary 7, there'd be 7 really brilliant candidates. And to read medicine anywhere in the UK is quite difficult, very difficult. So you'll be invited to an interview, and we can have this British doctor. He can give you a mock interview, and that gives you a crucial advantage. We also have the IELTS Training Centre. Now, IELTS is International English Language Testing System. You'd have to do academic IELTS, also general IELTS. You don't want to do that one. We make sure you're doing academic IELTS. And you need to get a good score in IELTS to get into your chosen course, because IELTS is on a 9-point scale. 1 is the lowest result, 9 is the best result, and your course will say what you need to get. Right? IELTS has got a decimal system. Scores, they start as 1.0, go up to 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on. Most universities would say you need to get 5.5 or above. IELTS has got 4 elements: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. They say what you need to get in each one. So we have our IELTS consultant, Mr. Webster, and he's one of the people who actually designed the whole IELTS system. All right, so coming on to how to choose your university. Because as I say, there are 150 universities in the United Kingdom, and it can be baffling trying to pick the right university and course for you. So of the top 100 universities in the UK, 18 of them are in the United Kingdom. That's phenomenal. 18% of the top universities are in the UK. Bear in mind, the UK has only got 1% of the world population, less than 1%. So, I mean, there's some universities which are more medium, but none of them are really bad. Okay, so top UK universities, we have the ancient ones, Oxford and Cambridge. Oxford University, the 3rd oldest university in the world, debatable when it was founded in the 12th century. Cambridge University, then founded in the 14th century by people who left Oxford University, moved over there. So those are both in England, in Scotland, St Andrews, Glasgow, Edinburgh and Aberdeen, founded in that order. And in the Republic of Ireland, there's Trinity College, Dublin. So those ones, they all date back to before 1600. But there's the Russell Group, all because they meet at Russell Square in London, the top 17 UK universities for research initially. It's now expanded to 24 universities. So these are they attract most of the public funding for research. So first of all, what subject do you want to do? Sometimes we could combination, could be French and Spanish, business and economics, or could be just one subject, only economics, or only geography or something. So sometimes universities are divided into colleges. Universities divided into 41 colleges, if I got it right. Cambridge University is divided into colleges. It's a bit confusing, a bit like houses at a school. Or Durham University is divided into colleges. And so choosing the right college within a university. So you have to decide what your subject is. Are you an international student? Or have you already been a resident of the United Kingdom for at least 3 years before the course begins? If you've been ordinarily resident in the UK for at least 3 years before the course begins, then you're not an international student, which makes the fees much lower. Do you like sport? That might be important. Universities have got excellent sports facilities, even sports scholarships, although sports scholarships don't give you that much money off. You know, what are your hobbies? If you like sailing, someone like St Andrews is right beside the sea. If you like rowing, well, Oxford and Cambridge do a lot of that. If you like the countryside, want to go somewhere rural. And how sociable are you? Some universities got an excellent social life. Others are more suitable for you if you're a rather quiet and retiring person. Okay, so you can see what the UK university rankings are. Look at the Times of Higher Education Guide, the QS World University Rankings. Every single year, QS looks at every university in the world and gives them a rank order from number 1 in the world right down to number 5,000 or something. So what are universities looking for? Well, the obvious: academic excellence, good references, the will to succeed, your skills, your achievements. There are these things called A levels in the UK. People the last 2 years of school, they do A levels. That stands for advanced levels. They do 3 or 4 subjects typically, and to get the top grade in those. So it's now A star grade. It's the top grade. A star goes down to A, B, C, D, E, and so on. You might do IB. That's International Baccalaureate. So a score of 38 or so. Obviously, you can get even more than 38 if you're doing the International Baccalaureate. Not many people do that. Whatever your exam system in your country is, this would be acceptable in the UK. But I don't know so much about the different school exam systems in, say, China or India. So they want an intellectually compelling personal statement. You have to write a few hundred words and sell yourself, all right? Prove how brilliant you are, how eager you are. You've gone beyond the curriculum. You're passionate about learning, and passion can go a long way. What your extracurricular activities are, what your ambitions are after education, and so forth. Convincingly strong academic references. There'll be a confidential part to your UCAS statement that your school will write. And they can be completely frank, saying what's good about you, or if you've ever been bad, or if you're ever not that hardworking. You're not allowed to see it. It means the teacher or professor who's writing it, he or she can tell the plain truth, even if you don't really like it. So they want to see evidence of extracurricular interest in the subject. So you haven't just done the bare minimum. You've gone far beyond that. You've read around your subject. You've entered competitions, won some other prizes, things like that. They want you to do the maximum, not the minimum. A really hardworking person, very engaging and very rewarding for the professors and lecturers to teach. That you have some positive hobbies. You're absolutely obsessive about your subject and never do anything else. They might think you're not really around it. Okay, so how to write a personal statement, or PS for short. Now, and this is what a personal statement should include for London School of Economics, LSE for short. They should say, explain your motivation for undertaking the program. Why do you want to do this particular subject? Okay, it might be business and German, or economics and law, right? Or mathematics and business. And also, why do you want to come to the School of Economics? You come from another country. Why do you want to come to the United Kingdom? The good reasons for wanting to do so. Obviously, written in flawless English. It ought to go without saying. Spelling is perfect, grammar is perfect, the word order is perfect, punctuation is perfect. You've used a very advanced and intellectual vocabulary, no slang words like mum or nice or hi. Well, you wouldn't be writing hello. It's got to be formal academic English. Using the academic register, show that you understand what academic English is. That this is something serious, and not using contractions like can't or isn't. I know can't is correct. That is proper English, but it's too casual. Isn't is also proper English, but again, it's too casual. You need to say is not. Can't say cannot. So describing your academic interests, background relevant to your program. Okay, what are you really passionate about in terms of scholarly learning, and what skills and competences have you developed? And they've got to be pertinent to the subject you want to study. Remember, in the UK, you usually just do one subject, like history or law or Spanish. You can do 2. if you do two subjects, they're usually closely allied. Let's say history and English, or maths and physics, yeah, or business and economics, but they could be not particularly related. It could be like, let's say, Italian and geography, okay, right? Or it could be uh, business and philosophy, or something like that. Um, so what you want to achieve, yes, you want to get an excellent result, but beyond that, you then want to set up your own bank, or you want to become a civil servant or a stockbroker or whatever it is. And then a research interest within your chosen subject. What are the topics which really fascinate you? You might say, I want to study economics. What's really scintillating for me is macroeconomics, monetarism, or the theories of John Maynard Keynes, sorry, things like that. So including any other pertinent information, such as some books which you've read, which you found unutterably gripping, research you've undertaken, prizes you've won, even prizes you've entered. At least you've tried. One who's endeavoured, and not just done what they need to do for the curriculum. Any work experience, internships that you might have done, and things which have led you towards this program. Some of these places, like the London School of Economics, has got summer schools, which are quite easy to get into. There's no qualification, but you just go there for 2 weeks typically, and that you learn something, but it shows how keen you are. And that's going on in July and August. So you don't have a lot of space here, only a few hundred words. So don't waste your words, only say it if it's relevant. Don't talk about your weaknesses. You're selling yourself. Okay, you've got to believe in yourself obviously without lying or being too boastful. So rather than saying, I am a brilliant student, saying, I've achieved these grades, and they speak for themselves. So highlight specific areas of interest within the program you've applied for at LSE. Pointed out some of the modules that really appeal to you. So a degree in the United Kingdom is usually modular, broken up into modules like topics. So the economics, it might be macroeconomics, microeconomics, statistics, economic and mathematics, things like that. All right. So there are various admissions tests that people also need to do for certain particular subjects. If you want to read medicine or any allied subjects, there's a veterinary medicine or dentistry, you do the BMAT, biomedical admissions test. If you want to go to Oxford or Cambridge, things like that, to read veterinary medicine at Cambridge. Imperial College London also uses this, so does University College London. University College London is usually known as UCL. There's the Cambridge Law Test, which takes an hour. So if you want to read law at Cambridge University, you do that one, and it tests your reasoning ability and your writing skills and so on. And there's no curriculum, you don't know what's going to be in there. So they want to make a level playing field for people, try and make it difficult to prepare for. The national admissions test for law, which is applicable, wish to read law at Oxford University, University College London, King's College London. And the same thing, because there's no curriculum to study in advance, there are various word problems and mini essays to do to test your native intelligence. Mathematical aptitude test, if you want to read maths or computer science at Oxford University. And again, that's sort of well beyond the curriculum. And there's the Cambridge Thinking Skills Assessment test. So if you want to read things like computer science, economics, engineering, land economy, physics, or biology at Cambridge University, that's something that you would need to look at. And another thing about your personal statement is a lot of your universities interview people, and your interview will be based on this personal statement. So you should be yourself. Obviously, if you're too zany, you might need to rein it in a little bit. We don't want to be too samey. Some people are just dull and they don't really stand out, and the interviewers don't remember them. Remember, the interviewers, they have to interview dozens of people, maybe hundreds of people a year. So there's this mass in the middle who they don't remember. So don't come across as too haughty. I've made this mistake sometimes. You want to be super polite, respectful, and respectable. Um, so you don't want to be over rehearsed. Yes, it is good to practice, but be able to adapt if they ask you any sort of unexpected questions. Anyway, so the interviewer's got to decide, do I want to teach this person for 3 or 4 years? Are you going to be pleasant and hardworking? If you come across as dislikable, he or she does not want to offer you a place. So far better to overdress than underdress. Nobody will criticize you for being too formal, all right? They might criticize you for being too relaxed in your dress. You come in dressed jeans or a tatty t-shirt, something like that. So you'll show that you take it seriously, being very respectful if you wear a suit. And yeah, you will also feel more confident, clothed, cognizant. You've got to look over your personal statement and think, what are they going to ask me from my personal statement if I'm invited for interview? So and that's what to bear in mind. We have a we have a sort of a bank of the sort of questions that they often ask people. I can tell you a little bit more about what's likely to be in your personal statement. You can still see everybody. You can still see my interview screen. Can you? Hello, hello.
Yes.
Nobody else can. Yeah. Okay. So that's what you need to be ready for in a personal statement. Saying why you want to go to the university, and saying other things like why you want to go to that university and college, why you want to do that subject, and what you would like to do afterwards, the particular topics that you find so fascinating, any relevant work experience you've done. Yeah, so the career you'd like to do afterwards, what your hobbies are, especially these enthusiasms are somehow relevant to what you're doing. Now, you've got to be a bit flattering because, you know, these academics, these lecturers, they're human too. The professors want to be told that their university is outstanding, has a global reputation, you know, they've got brilliant facilities, they get great results, they're very welcoming to people from overseas, and so you have a really cosmopolitan, warm and tolerant atmosphere that it has got some great curricular activities going on, loads of fun clubs and societies, and that's going to suit you. You like the location because it's in the countryside, because it's by the sea, because it's in the middle of London. So bringing these things in, you might be inspired by a graduate of that university who went on to achieve magnificent things. So these are all reasons that you would want to go there. So you want to check it and double check it and make sure it's flawless, showing off your advanced vocabulary so long as you are using the word correctly. So that's just a brief introduction into what a personal statement would be. Right, perhaps there's some questions now. Hello, hello.
Hello, George. I think because we're recording, so we're gonna. I don't think there are any other students in this seminar, so we're gonna record it and post it on our Facebook.
There are no students at all. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Is there anything else you want me to say?
No, I think you covered most of the stuff.
Okay, sure. If you think of anything else, just jog my memory now and I can carry on for a little bit. I
Okay.
had some notes somewhere else, and if I cut away, is it going to show that I'm looking at an email with my notes or not?
You will.
It will. Okay, so don't go away from this. Okay.
Yeah, we can see your screen. Or you can click pause. If you can click pause on the top, so the screen will frozen and you can go somewhere else.
I can't see pause. Top left, top right.
If you move your mouse onto the top, okay, I think it is frozen now.
It's frozen. Are you sure?
Uh, if
Okay, so let me see. Can you see my emails now?
no,
No, you can't.
yeah. Oh, I think there's students coming.
Oh, okay. So they might be wanting to ask me something. So are you still recording, right? Because I know you're going to edit it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so obviously in your personal statement, you'll have your introduction, you will name your chosen course, and you'll say why you want to do this course. You will state your career goal, and you'll explain how this course will help you to accomplish your goals. Then go on to look at your previous academic background. Why are you so enthralled by this subject? Explain how your education up until this point will help you succeed in your chosen course. So then you will speak about any in-depth knowledge you have in the subject that's going to impress the professors and the lecturers. Perhaps mentioning books that you've read that particularly inspired you. You could talk about an outstanding piece of work you produced, a prize you won, or something of that nature. Talk about any work experience you have, including unpaid work, internships. What was the work you did? What were your responsibilities? And what skills did you hone through this work? Talk about any of your other enthusiasms or pastimes, especially if they're academically worthy. Could be sports, anything like that, anything constructive. And how these other activities have helped you build your character, develop certain qualities. You will also talk about why you've picked this university, why you want to come to the United Kingdom at all, why you've chosen this course, and which particular modules in the course are very attractive to you, how this course is going to help you with your career development, because it's best to have an idea of a career you want afterwards. So it might mention that this university or course offers you an opportunity to do a job alongside it, like a sandwich course, 2-year business degree, 2 years of business degree, 3rd year go and actually work in a business, the 4th year you come back to university and finish off your business degree, something like that. So then you'll have a conclusion explaining why you are an excellent candidate and what you will bring to the university, to that department. Anything else about your background or prior experience which will make you a fantastic candidate, and again reiterating what you want to do after the course is over. Okay, so that is a bit more about what you need to say in a personal statement.